Deep in the heart of India, nestled in a rural landscape, lay a village struggling with the harsh realities of a changing world. Here, by the banks of a river that was slowly fading away, lived Neva, a dedicated schoolteacher. She was more than just an educator. She was a pillar of hope in a community grappling with numerous challenges. The village was full of demands, a chorus of voices echoing the needs of its people. They yearned for better roads, pathways that would connect them to the wider world and ease their daily struggles. Clean and accessible water, a basic necessity that was becoming increasingly scarce, and the promise of electricity, a spark of progress that could illuminate their homes and their futures. Everyone knew what they were supposed to get, the entitlements that were promised to them. But as I walked with Neva through the dusty lanes of the village, observing the daily life around us, I saw things that were not taken care of, a sense of neglect that permeated the very fabric of the community. The school's paint was peeling off, a visible sign of the decay that was slowly creeping in. The garden was messy, overgrown with weeds, a reflection of the lack of attention and care. And there was trash everywhere, scattered carelessly, polluting the environment and the spirit of the village. No one bothered to clean up. A collective apathy seemed to have taken hold. Public places were treated as if they belonged to no one, devoid of any sense of ownership or responsibility. The river, which was once special, a source of life and pride for the village, was now filled with garbage, a stark reminder of the community's disregard for its own natural resources. Even though the villagers desperately wanted clean water, they seemed unwilling to protect the very source that could provide it. People blamed others, pointing fingers instead of taking responsibility for their own actions. They were quick to ask for things, demanding their rights and entitlements, but slow to do anything themselves, reluctant to contribute to the betterment of their own community. The joy of helping out, the satisfaction of contributing to the common good, was forgotten, replaced by a sense of entitlement and apathy. Neva was worried, deeply concerned about the future of her village and its people. What would happen to a village that only remembered what it was owed, focusing solely on its rights and demands and not what it needed to do? What would become of a community that had forgotten its responsibilities and the importance of collective action? Neva, with a thoughtful expression, began to tell her students about a time, a period in history that held a crucial lesson for them to understand. It was a time called the Crisis of Silence, a moment etched in the nation's memory. It was a period when India, in its fervor, focused so much on what people could claim as their rights and entitlements that they inadvertently forgot about their responsibilities towards the nation and each other. The balance had been disrupted. Leaders, with growing concern, realized that a country can't truly flourish and do well just by focusing solely on what people can claim. There needs to be a sense of collective duty. Responsibilities matter too, playing an equally vital role in the progress and well-being of the nation. In 1976, during a period of significant change, a crucial amendment to the law, officially called the 42nd Amendment, was introduced to address this imbalance. This amendment added something particularly important called Article 51A, which outlined the fundamental duties of every citizen. These weren't punishments or restrictions, but gentle reminders, promises we make to our country, a pledge of commitment and dedication. These duties were meant to be followed because people genuinely felt it was the right thing to do, a moral compass guiding their actions, not simply because the law compelled them to do so. Neva explained that these duties are like a grandparent's gentle advice, guiding us towards responsible citizenship, ultimately helping us make our country stronger and more united. Our hard-won freedom was not just so we could ask for things and demand entitlements, but so we could actively build things together, contributing to a brighter future for all. One morning, Neva found a classroom window broken and writing on the wall. It wasn't the damage itself, but that no one cared that hurt. No one felt responsible for the school. Instead of getting angry, Neva saw a chance to teach. She called the village together and asked, "If a window breaks at home, do we ignore it? Why treat our school differently?" Her words made the villagers think about how they had not taken care of things. The broken window became like a mirror, showing them their forgotten responsibility. It started a conversation that was needed for a long time. Sometimes a small problem can open the door to a big change. With everyone gathered, a sense of anticipation filled the air. The villagers had come together, leaving behind their daily routines, drawn by the promise of a meaningful discussion. They sat in a circle, their faces etched with curiosity and a shared desire to learn and grow. Neva, with a gentle yet firm voice, began to speak. She talked about the 11 fundamental duties, the cornerstones of responsible citizenship. She explained how these duties weren't just abstract concepts, but rather practical guidelines for living a life of purpose and contributing to the well-being of the nation. She outlined simple, everyday ways to show love and respect for India, emphasizing that patriotism wasn't just about grand gestures, but about the small acts of kindness, responsibility, and dedication that each individual could contribute. First, she said, we must respect the Constitution, the flag, and the anthem, the symbols of our nation's identity and values. Second, we must honor those who fought for our freedom, remembering their sacrifices and upholding the ideals they stood for. Third, we must protect our country's togetherness and wholeness, celebrating our diversity while remaining united in our shared identity as Indians. Fourth, we must protect the country and help everyone get along, fostering a spirit of harmony and cooperation within our communities. Fifth, we must value our history, learning from the past, and take care of nature, preserving our environment for future generations. Sixth, we must learn to think scientifically, questioning, exploring, and seeking knowledge to improve our lives and the world around us. Seventh, we must keep public property safe, treating it with respect and ensuring its availability for all. Eighth, we must try to be the best we can be, striving for excellence in all our endeavors and contributing our unique talents to society. Ninth, we must make sure children go to school, ensuring that every child has the opportunity to receive an education and reach their full potential. Neva's words, spoken with such conviction and sincerity, made these duties real for everyone present. They were no longer just words in a book, abstract concepts to be memorized, but a practical guide, a way to move forward, together, towards a brighter future. The villagers saw themselves, their lives, and their responsibilities reflected in these promises. The dirty river, a symbol of neglect, the neglected school, a place of lost potential, the old temple. A reminder of their heritage, all reminded them of duties they hadn't done, of responsibilities they had overlooked. The lesson was clear, resonating deeply within each heart. What we can claim as our rights and what we must do as our duties have to go together, hand in hand, in a continuous cycle of responsibility and progress. The 11 promises were not hard things to do, not insurmountable challenges. They were simple yet powerful chances to build a better future, a brighter tomorrow for themselves, their children, and their community. The village listened, truly listened, and something profound changed within them. Neva's lessons started to work. Young men cleaned the riverbank, older people fixed the temple and the community hall. The writing on the post office wall was replaced with a painting of village life. Parents sent children to school, asked about what they were learning, and made education a shared dream. Neighbors helped each other, celebrated together, and good feelings grew. People still asked for their rights, but now they also did their part. The village's sounds changed. Laughter, the swish of brooms, and shared tea took the place of complaints. Neva watched, her heart full of hope. A student asked, "If we don't do our duties, will we get in trouble?" Neva explained, "Fundamental duties aren't made to be followed by law, but by what you feel is right." "Do you love your mother because of a law?" she asked. "No, you do it from your heart." Duties are about building good character, not about avoiding punishment. They make us want to take care of nature, respect others, and act responsibly, not because we are scared, but because we understand. The Justice Verma Committee said duties should be taught, not forced. A country becomes great because of the good character of its people. The fundamental duties are like our moral compass, guiding us. As the sun set, Neva gathered her students. The school was fixed, the garden was blooming, and the children's eyes showed they understood something new. Our rights are a bright flame, Neva said, but without the lamp of duty, the flame flickers and can cause harm. Duties give shape and purpose to our freedom. Freedom without responsibility is messy. Together, they become a guiding light. Neva lit a small lamp, its steady flame pushing back the darkness. Let us be the generation that holds both what we can claim and what we must do, she urged. Let us build the lamp for our flame of freedom. The future of India, bright and strong, depends on both.